Alright, this is video 2 of the Sprite Animation Super Mario Bros. 3 tutorial series that I'm doing on my YouTube. If you watched the first one, you saw me build the background. Right now, I'm going to start off by grabbing the sprites I'm going to be using in this animation. Not many, but I'm going to be making sure I have the ones I need. I start with a Super Mario Bros. 3 Mario sprite, the NES version from the classic Mario game, my personal favorite Mario game. We're going to grab bad guys from the bad guy sprite sheet I've gotten offline years ago. We're going to pick and choose. We're going to choose the red Koopa Troopa sprite. We have his basic walk motion and the turtle shell stomp sprites. And then we go through, okay, so we put those over here in the worksheet page, which is something you must have when you're doing animation, especially sprite animation. You want to have your little easel, your little easel to work with, so you can pick and choose what you want, your little palette of sprites, more or less. Again, I am using MS Paint. It's the only program I use for all my frames in sprite animation, and it's pretty efficient. Okay, so we grab the Mario walk sprite, and so you go through here. And okay, so you have the cleared frame, like you should see. That's how it looks when you start. That was the original frame, and then you clear everything out. I'm just doing a quick undo of what I did before. All right, so so we pick Mario and go back to the frame, the overlay frame. But first, we're gonna put the block here. First, you're gonna put the block here. And put it here because we're going to have an overlaid frame because Mario's going to hit this block eventually and get a coin out of it. That's why we have the coin sprites as well in the worksheet page. Coins over here. All right, there we go. Make sure they all fit. Grab them. Multiply increase by 275. Boom. Clear the coins. Clear the blue on coins. All right, and there's our worksheet. That's all the sprites we're using in this animation. In more detailed ones, I would use more for the sake of a tutorial, simple, etc. We're going to do this. All right, so we have that. Boom, there's all that. That's what the overlay looks like. Don't need anything there. All right, there's that. All right, and frame 1 is going to be Mario standing on top of this wood block. I believe in Mario Maker they call them corn blocks or something like that. Strange. All right, so copy, paste, but you can make sure it's transparent. So we overlay, ta-da, Mario standing nicely in front of the cloud there, the double cloud. Save in my animation folder where I have all my animation frames. Be SMB3 underscore TUT for tutorial 1. That's frame 1. I plan on probably getting about 80 or 90 or so to do the animation. All right, so I have a little bit of walking. So the first step, Mario's first steps, big giant steps. One step. Alright, I think that's what it looks like. That's simple. As long as you keep it fluid like that, you're good. Sprite animation is not that difficult, despite the fact that a lot of people probably are not sure how to do it. Next frame, I'm going to have Mario sort of stop and stand. And stand there, and then again, do the copy all that, overlay. See? There. Pretty fluid. Just looks like Mario would in Mario 3. See, that's frame 2. Again, a lot of frames. I'm not going to keep track of them, but there are going to be a lot of frames. I'm going to save each one. You'll see it. It's a process, so I apologize for the length of this video. I'm speeding the video up. It was actually like an hour to get the animation done, but I'm doing it. I'm speeding this up for the sake of the video on YouTube, so you're not watching as long a video as possible. It's going to be fairly short. It's probably going to be about 40 minutes or so. This is video 2 of my tutorial video on sprite animation using Super Mario Bros. 3 sprites and a background I made in the first tutorial. Right, and there's the next step. Don't worry, it's fine. I kind of screwed up in the overlay deletion, but it's good. All right, that's that one, and then the next one. We go back to the worksheet, grab the first step sprite. As you do this, you'll find it easier and easier. I've been doing sprite animation for 5, almost 6 years now. My first older ones are kind of choppy. I wasn't doing the overlay system until somewhere in about 2014. So I'm doing that for almost 4 years now. Step up. There you go. Boom. Fluid. And you save. Make sure you save all these. Make sure you don't lose. Make sure you save the worksheet as its own file and save the overlay as its own file. I will save this as SMB3 sheet tutorial if I were to do it. I make SMB3 sheet or SMB3 tutorial sheet. Make sure you save it as one. And then the overlay frame I will save as whatever the initial file is, whatever the initial project is called. I will then save it as _work. And if you have to do multiple frames, this is just for one frame, one quick little snippet of a Mario game. of a grassland Mario game. See, he comes down. See, that looks pretty good. Save. That's the next frame. Again, it goes pretty quick. Once you get it done, it's fun. Sprite animation is probably the easiest and the hardest animation I've done. It's so worth the payoff. The longest sprite animations I've done to date, in terms of frames or length, my longest sprite animation to date in terms of how long it was my sprite animation, the Reggie Retro Wasteland episode. That was just over 14.5 minutes. The second longest time-wise was Reggie Retro episode 4, the mountain level. Those are both on my YouTube, youtube.com/users. The channel you're watching this on. If you don't know who I am, I appreciate you watching. If you do know who I am, please make sure you share this if you're a fan of any of my projects, my sprite animation, my drawn animation, Wii-Pals, Hero Man, Total Warriors, or anything in my Sprite Animation Showcase, including pixelated PDX stuff. Those playlists are all on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to shoot for 1,000 subs. Sorry, not trying to take away from the animation. 1,000 subs, 4,000 hours to keep my channel monetized. I might as well drop that here. All right, so anyway, back to the animation. See, it's moving along. I'm doing this in real time, or doing the sped up, and this is how I recorded the whole thing in real time. This is the commentary track I'm doing after the fact, because I couldn't very well do it all at once, because it'd just be too much hassle, especially if, for the sake of glitching. Okay, there's that. Make sure you do that. Make sure you don't screw up. Make sure if you do lose progress on your mainframe, on the save file here, on the one that you're actually saving multiple times for each frame, open the previous file in your project, whatever the last one was. It should be in your quick menu on Paint. Keep open it as a second. Open any older one in your quick menu, but again, that's why you have the work saved, the background saved. So if you have to come back and something messes up, you can always start over. I've been doing this so long to where I have a good system. If something messes up, I will then basically adjust, re-overlay, redo things, edit accordingly. Because if you watch some of my older sprite animations, there are times when there's a definite glitch, there's a skip in the animation or something, and that's why I started doing the overlay system. Because if something messes up, you can fix it. It's an easy fix. The more you do this, the better you'll get. Again, it takes a long process. My longest sprite animation, in terms of, I think, overall frames, although the Wasteland and Mountain ones had a lot of frames for Reggie Retro, one of my toughest projects was my Speedster music video with Sonic 2 Casino Night Zone homage, which is one of my favorites. It's literally the quickest. It has 75 individual backgrounds that I customized. I got the sprite sheets for the background online for Casino Night Zones. It has the Sonic sprites for running, spinballing, etc. I got all the sound effects, all the music, and that's what I'm going to be doing in part 3 of this series. I will be adding the sound effects, I will be adding the music, and then the fourth and final for each little series of tutorials I will be doing, including Sonic and Mega Man. I will be adding sound music, and then the fourth one will be the finished video. So the first one, the background's easy to build. If you get all the sprite sheets, go to Sprite Resource or Sprite Database or any of those sites online that have the majority of NES or SNES or Sega or any sprites you feel like using for your sprite animations. Or what I do a lot of time, which I'm doing in this one, is you do what I typically do. Not in this one is you do custom sprites. I do custom sprites. I do custom background sprites. I'll make a whole thing custom like Reggie Retro or Zap and Troy, or some of my music videos or anything. One of my more recent music videos I did last year was the Michael Jackson's Moonwalker Bad chiptune cover by my friend Chuck Johnson. Check it out on the Sprite Animation Showcase, or in fairly recent uploads from last October when I did my 31. All right, this is something screwed up. Okay, make sure you save. Make sure you always save in the same folder. What the smart way to do it would be to create an individual folder for the project, not like me who has all that clutter in my animation folder. Let's see, there we go. Frame's going good. All right, Mario's making his way. So as you saw, I had that little part where I wanted to still have him come out of the sky, so he made his way over to the block. Now he's jumping off the block, and this is easy. You just when Mario's midair, just keep reusing that jump sprite. You don't have to go back all the time. See, just move them over, move them in increments, but to make sure it works. I mean, when I do the frame rate and timing on this, it'll look seamless. There's maybe a little bit of gaps, maybe some chunkiness. It may not look great, may not look as smooth when we're going through the process. But once you get it with speed in time with the frame rate when you're doing the animation, actual animation, putting it together, which I use Windows Live Movie Maker for, it looks great. You do the frame rate. Typically, which I will show you in the third tutorial, but I'll tell you right now, when Mario is running, I do 0.12, 0.11, or 0.10. That's typical. Jumps are 0.09, 08, or 07, depending on if I want to go fast, if Mario is jumping fast, depending on what button you're hitting, depending on if you're jumping with B button or if you're jumping when you're holding down the A for the quick run and then you hit B for the big, wide, fast jump to stomp the Goomba or make the big jump, like would be in your typical Mario game. All right, so there we are. Mario's coming down the pipe. We're not going in the pipe yet. There's more adventure to do. We're going to have... see, we open that up. That happens. And Mario lands. Turn in that direction. We hit left on the D-pad. Boom, Mario's landed on the warp pipe. All right, now we're going to go save. Again, this is progress. We are at a lot of frames right now, so forgive me. All right, and there we go. We do this. Grab that guy. Mario is in full motion. No, we already have that sprite. Whoops. Grab the other run sprite. I'm working backwards now. All right, boom, there's that. Mario stays a little hovered in that one. That's just, quick run. That's how it looks. Save 28 frames in. About a third of the way through, I think I should get this done in. All right, 29 is Mario. Make sure the overlay. Make sure you put the new sprite in the overlay frame. Otherwise, you may have to do some backtracking and do a lot of tweaking, and that just kills time. I don't want that one open anymore. I had to use that for a quick reference. This is something you have to do. If the overlay messes up or something, you do have to do a little bit of backtracking and make sure you don't have any errors in the animation itself. Sometimes you may have to redo a frame. Again, this is commentary, so I'm watching myself, watching the little video while I'm commentating, so I make sure everything works good. Kind of interesting to watch after I put this together. Okay, Mario's jumping. There we go. Mario's gonna jump off the pipe, not hit the block. Don't worry, he won't caucus out on the block. So 31 frames. And then Mario comes down a little bit, little increment, seems pretty good. There we go. Typically, we're jumping up, I do a little slower. Jumping down, the frame rate is a little faster. So probably for jumping up, I'll do 0.8, and then for coming down, I'll do 0.7. And then, okay, so Mario's still coming down. Jump goes down a little bit. Like one more jump frame. 33. Or did I save it? I think I saved it at 34. Well, anyways, save it as the next number in sequence. Just don't forget which one it is. There we go. We're pretty much right now to where the next frame is going to be Mario. We're not going to make him just land. We're going to do a little bit of... We're going to do the Mario slide, the butt slide. Flip the horizontal so we're still in the same direction. Delete and then pop that in. Make sure he lands in a pretty good spot. There we go. Pretty seamless. That'll look really good on the animation. 36 frames, 35, whatever this is. Again, about over a third of the way through now. Keep the jump. We don't need any other sprite. We're still doing that one. This is where you got to make sure. See, you don't want that because it's too slow. You want to knock it a little bit lower. Shigeru Miyamoto, I'm not, but I'm just animating. That looks good, but I think that's still a little too there. That looks good. And look, watch, boom. Now it looks like Mario slide. That's a legitimate little bit of frame animation. All right, one more slide, and then Mario's going to be ready for the next bit of action. Basically at the bottom now. Bear, perfect, save. 38. All right, and now we're going to have Mario just stand. We're going to have Mario walk. We're going to make Mario walk. The next bit, he's going to not be sliding anymore. He's flush on the ground. Overlay, boom, standing up, walking. All right, and then 39. Again, it's a long process. It's a tedious process yet. And now we get the turtle, but turtle's going to be coming in from the left side. So turtle walk, sprite, red Koopa Troopa. And remember red Koopa Troopas, they stay on the same path. They go back and forth. They don't walk off their path. They are preset. If you know Mario Maker, if you're a Mario Maker fan, and you know enough about the Mario 3 sprites in that game, this is another thing for you. Mario Maker was a huge game for me. Delete that bit. Don't worry about that little bit of ground. Again, this is the overlay frame. The background frame is still completely intact. See? Boom. They're both moving forward. All right, 40 frames. All right, so then this is where you have to do multiple sprites. When multiple sprites come into play, that's where there's a little bit of trick. That's where frame rate will become a definite problem if you're not careful. You don't want Mario to move too fast. You don't want the Koopa Troopa to move too fast. You don't want either sprite to skip too far ahead in the animation, because next thing you'll have Mario being killed by a Koopa Troopa. The step inward sprite for the Koopa Troopa, because delete that. Let's see, he was there. Make sure his whole head will be in frame. See, whole head's in frame. There, Mario's standing, waiting for the Koopa Troopa to come in and get stomped. All right, 41 there. Okay, walk, step. He's gonna move a little bit on his own for a couple frames, just so Mario has a time to plan his attack. Like, do I jump on it? Wonder what's in that block up there. Is it a fire flower or a raccoon or a starman? We will see that soon. We don't even know why that one happened. All right, there's that again. Koopa Troopa's moving. He's gonna walk. He's folding in frame. There's no missing portion of the turtle shell. Boom, and there's that. All right, 43. Progress is being made. And then we grab the forward walk step. And I think Mario's going to be moving here, so Mario's made up his mind. He's stomping that guy. That one, perfect. All right, save that. 44. 45, I believe. Mario gets into the action. All right, Mario's going to do the initial first step. And we're going to do some... All right, first step there. Delete. If anything gets deleted in the overlay frame, it's not a big deal. It's overlay for a reason. Just make sure when you're putting a sprite down and something may have been moved or shifted. Wow. And something may be moved or shifted that you compensate for, because you don't want to screw the whole thing up. Turtle moving. Mario's running. Overlay. Beautiful. Save 45. This is a long process. I apologize for those who are looking for something simple. There's nothing simple about animation. Sprite animation is no exclusion. No exception. It's fun, though. I mean, when you get into it like I get into it, it's fun, especially when you get to work with, your favorite video game. If you grew up playing Mario games or Sonic or Mega Man or Double Dragon or Earthbound or Ninja Turtles or many of the other games that I've used sprites for in the past 4 or 5 years, and I've used a lot of sprites. I've used sprites. I'm better at the side-scroller ones. I've tried using Star Fox sprites, and it kind of failed. Some definitely easier than others. Some don't have a lot. Oh, see, delete that little blip there. If there's any overlaid sprites, any pixels remaining, then the whole project can be, thrown off. All right, so there. Okay, delete the Koopa Troopa. There's a little bit there. Make sure you get rid of, or just use eraser. Plop. If there's a pixel deleted there from that little platform, you're fine, because it's the overlay frame. Overlay frame is basically your security blanket. Something screws up in the overlay frame, you still got your background. Save the background, save the overlay frame, save your work page. That way you can flip between accordingly, and everything will work out fine. All right, so there's that. Now we're flipping him around because he's going to be walking the other way. He's turning around. He's running away from Mario, or he's just maintaining his progress, his pattern on the platform, like Red Koopa Troopas do in Mario games. Okay, Mario is jumping now. Mario's going to stomp that Koopa Troopa. Now this is where you have to do a frame rate change. So basically, Mario jumps. The Koopa Troopa has moved. The Koopa Troopa will stay stationary. Every other frame the Koopa Troopa moves, while Mario is moving every frame, because Mario's quick jumping. Boom. That's good. That stays. Mario moves. The Koopa Troopa stays. This is where you gotta watch your framework. And as I'm gonna watching this, doing commentary, I'm hoping I got this good. Koopa Troopa deletes. Move the new one in. So he stays there for 2 frames. While Mario, see, that one's good. Now we gotta get Mario move. Mario has to go moving now. There's that copy. And that's 50. Alright. Now, again, the Koopa Troopa stays while Mario moves. Mario's going up a little bit. Mario moves up a little bit, not too far. Make sure it stays pretty good, but he's quick jumping. Alright, boom, copy. Copy and pasting is basically all you do in animation. Sprite animation. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Copy, paste, saved. Alright, so Mario's moved. Now the Koopa Troopa gets to move. But Koopa Troopa's going to get stomped very soon. Do not worry. You will hear the stage of Mario squash and kick sounds. Mario's almost made it. Again, 2 frames of Mario, 1 frame with 2 frames of Mario for 1 frame of turtle. That's how jumping works typically. Mario is almost about to squash the guy. Just this is where you have to go through. Make sure everything works. See? So now Mario's good. Everything's good. Now Mario's got to go over. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. I may have messed up there. You will find out in the final project, but I'm pretty sure I'm good. If you're watching this, rewind and comment if I messed up. It happens. Do sprite animation for 5.5 years using Microsoft Paint. You're going to have a few problems. Koopa Troopa. Alright, this is Koopa Troopa's last frame as a living turtle. Mario's almost there. No squash yet. We're just trying to line it up. Boom. See, look, Mario's about to totally whoop that Koopa Troopa. And then we do the little fun thing here. This is the squash sprite. But then you notice one little problem. The sprite, this is where you're going to do a little bit of tweaking. So you got to find a color that's not quite white, but looks white enough. But see, then the whole background, you're not seeing it, but the whole thing. So then you got to make sure. Okay, so this is where this is a little quick tutorial on how to customize a sprite, even though it's not much of a customization. Grab the eraser. Grab the tiny eraser you got. You got to work the end and end, but you're going to unfortunately delete a little bit of the already delete part of the sprite itself. You delete some of the black pixels. So then you gotta do this. It's not easy work to do. I've been doing this long enough to where I can get a sprite customized in a matter of minutes. This is a quick little mini tutorial midway through the project. We're already about to squishy Koopa Troopa. All right, and then make sure everything is good. Yeah, see, no, everything's not good. I gotta see. It's not quite good. I got to do this. Customization is not the easiest trick. Doing 1 or 2 sprites is fine. Doing a whole sheet, i.e. Reggie Retro, Zap and Troy. Reggie Retro is my toughest, my most complex sprite animation project because it has everything in it is customized or original. All right, there's that. All right, now we got to fill that in with the off-white, and then clear all that out. Go back to white, clear that out, and then we gotta get the black for the eraser. Mouse issues here. All right, and then we fill that back in, but we don't want to have those pixels in the wrong spot, so we white the regular eraser, clean house, and then Mario is going to finally double check, do a quick paint fill in there, ta-da, customized, quick, but that's how you do it. All right. Now Mario continues his journey. So he squashed it, but then he hops up, because when you get the squish, he always kicks up off the Koopa Troopa. Because he basically got it, and then he jumps slightly higher. And then we got to use what we're going to actually do. We're going to come back here. The sprite's already good. We just got to grab it. And then this is something, it's such an easy fix. Just delete, zoom in, delete. Just use the eraser. The eraser is one of the handiest tools when you're doing sprite work, because you can just edit, customize anything you want and not mess anything up. All right, that's good. That's still good. All right, sprite is still perfect. Pot it back over here. So you got to make sure you adjust this just right. This is quick. I've sped this up because this takes a while. You want to get this so precise to where he's not moving, because you see it move every time I attempted this. It moved, and it's such a finite thing. You have to get it where it's one left, one right, one up, one down. See, that was down one, and now one little bit. Perfect. Didn't budge. The Koopa Troopa shell has officially been squashed. All right, and Mario continues his hop. I'm gonna have Mario flip because he's flipping back down. That's pretty good. Save. That was the process, but 56th frame is done. All right, so we continue on. All right, making sure, this is where we just double check. Pretty good, yeah. Pretty good range, we're good. All right. And then we pop Mario coming down. He's going to land right next to the shell and get ready to kick it off screen, as Mario's been doing for 30 some odd years. Yeah, make sure we got in the right animation folder. Again, I would recommend doing it a little more organized. Luckily, I know I just type in the search the little opening, the first two characters, first letters in the thing. Mario lands right by the shell, which is getting ready to get booted. Boom, perfect, save. 59. Again, we're almost done. There's about 30 frames left. All right, okay, now we get Mario kick, the kick sprite, and this is where we have the other Koopa Troopa shell sprites. Okay, kick, boom, Mario's there. Just hold that there for a heartbeat while you grab the first. But we're going to flip these because we're going to be kicking him to the left. So we're going to have the left angled direction for the shell. And then we're going to put that just a little bit past where it was initially. That's the first kick. Mario is in a good spot. That's pretty much spot on where you want it to be. Copy, paste, boom. See, that's a lot of kick. A little kick line there. All right, save. 60th frame. All right, 2/3 of the way done. Okay, we grab the centered shell. Sometimes when you get sprites, you have to make sure they're all. You'll get I got these shells I got off another site, and they weren't the same red, so you have to customize. And then I had to do the trick with the coloration too of the white part of the shell. Mario's standing now because he's already booted the shell, so he's no longer in that position. But see, instead of that though, I actually am going to make him move forward because it's too chunky. If you look, see, too chunky. He hovered. He skipped a sprite. Literally skipped a sprite. So I have to do this, make sure it's fluid. It's not easy. This is sped up. This is one frame. This is one bit of a scene in a quote Mario game. When I'm doing multiple backgrounds, like my Sonic one or Reggie Retro one, I'm doing 5, 10, 15, 20 backgrounds, 5, 10, 15, 20 different scenes or areas in a game, in a level, in an animation. And now Mario is standing stationary. The shell has been officially booted off the screen. We're going to do one more shell sprite. It's another one of these guys, and it's going to be just like a third on the frame. Yeah, see, barely there. That looks pretty good. And it should stay fluid. The shell is moving. The shell has officially been kicked. And once that is done, you're good. So as you get through this, it gets fun. I said it before. I have a long audio track to record, so I'm going to repeat myself a few times. But that's basically to make the point that no matter how much work you put into it, when you get that animation done, when you finish that, in the next one, you'll see the actual putting it together. And then the project after that will be finished, and that'll be the fourth in the series. When it is done, it is very satisfying. Like when you complete a Mario level, when you complete a hard game in a video game, a hard level in a video game, when you complete anything, a project or whatever, it's that satisfaction. I got it. I'm done. Okay, now Mario's running, which means this frame rate will be a little bit faster when I put it all together. Probably 0.10. And jump will then be a little quicker frame rate too. Delete. He's moving. That looks good. Copy, paste. No, I want a little faster because he's going to be speeding. So I'm going to make Mario a little bit off the platform now. He's running off the platform. That's that one, 65. I think I have about 27 or 8 more to go. I think I was just over 90. Boom, boom, run. But he's going to be off the platform. He's coming down. He's going to, boom, perfect save. It's a lot of work. I love it. I think it's paid off huge dividends for me because I've been gaining a lot of following and track work for all the sprite animation I've been doing. People have commented in a video earlier in the year saying that my sprite animation was what they like on my channel. And I also said in that same video blog that was commented on that I would be doing tutorials, and I'm doing them now. I've been wanting to do them for a few years now. Technology and other things have sort of cramped that plan, but now I'm doing it. This is one of 3 series I'll be doing. My 3 favorite sprites, 3 favorite game series: Mario, Mega Man, and Sonic. I'll be doing Mega Man next and then Sonic last because Sonic is almost the trickier one because of the speed, because of frame rate, and you want to make sure he spins and you don't miss a whole section of something. That one I'll be showing the background. I'll be doing something. I don't know what I'm doing. And for the Mega Man, I'll be using my Alt Suit Mega Man sprites. The only one I'll be using something custom, and everything else will be stock to the game. This is the tricky bit here coming up as Mario jumps up to knock that brick to get what's inside. What's inside is a mystery, even though there's no question mark. The reason I'm not using the question block is because the question blocks in Mario 3 are animated, and that's a little bit above my unpaid pay grade as a sprite animator. 72 frames. All right, and there we go. This is where you grab that. Grab the block, the blank block. Come back over to your overlay. Pop it in. Make sure it lines up perfectly over the brick. Perfect. Boom. That's how you replace that. But then this is the part where you got to get it. You have to get this just right. See, it moved. You can tell it moved. And when you do the overlay, see, you want that to go straight up. You don't want that to budge left or right. It moved again. I'm using a USB mouse. It's not precision. See, it did it again. I'm showing you basically as how it looks if you get it wrong. It jumps just enough. That is perfect. See, it goes up and down. There's no deviation left to right. It's not off alignment. Mario jumps, hits the block, not quite on it. I don't want him to get a concussion like he famously did in Mario 1. Although Miyamoto did say otherwise, that no, he's just punching it. Okay, coin. Coin starts. Coin up. Bing. Coming right out of the block. A pop up. Boom. Coin block. 73. All right, again, almost done. About 3/4 done, more or less now. Okay, and then Mario comes down. The block goes back down. It's just a quick block hit, and then Mario falls back down to the ground. Grab the second coin as it's spinning. It's going to go straight up, more or less right there. If it's a little off center, it still looks good. The animation is good. It'll go fast enough. It'll be a minute, half a tick for the coin. Mario will probably be moving at a slightly quicker frame rate, so the coin animation doesn't lag too much. I would recommend almost doing a 2-to-1, but I think for the sake of argument, it's pretty good. It'll work pretty good when you get the animation done. As the coin comes out, Mario falls to the ground. Boom. Mario's going faster in these frames, so I can speed the frame rate up when I actually get the animation made. Mario is about to land. The coin. We got like 1 or 2 more coins. We got this frame where the coin's flipping to its backside. You see the tail. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this here. That way, it stays linear. And then you got to do a little bit of erasing this. Grab the eraser, make sure it's a little bit bigger, and make sure you line that up to where there's a little bit. You don't want to mess it up, because you can tell when you mess up a sprite, a pixel missing or 2. Boom, copy, overlay, paste, beautiful, and save. Okay, we're gonna make Mario land. Don't worry, it's lined up. He's not skipping a frame. You're just gonna make Mario land straight up, so we can finish the animation to save a little bit of ease. Delete jump Mario, lay in stand Mario, another sprite, another frame, and overlay that onto the background. 76 frames, 25, I think, more to go. It's fun. If you're not watching this in commentary, well, it's fine. Hope you have some music playing in the background. Overlay one more coin Make sure it lines up. Delete any additional. That doesn't need to be there. I'm pretty good precision with the mouse. Every animation you've seen, that sprite animation, make sure it lines up. Boom. No problem. I think we're good. We're just gonna call it that. Yeah, looks pretty good. All right. Every sprite animation you've seen has been done with a USB mouse. One of like 4 I've used. A lot of my old ones are done with one mouse that lasts me forever. I'm on my 4th or 5th mouse now. My 3rd laptop. Boom. All right. So that's next one. Okay. Now Mario has gotten 1 coin richer. I don't do a HUD. Heads up display, because that is a lot of work, and that's one thing that I have yet to figure out a legitimately easy way to do, short of getting a big fancy program. He's going uphill now towards the pipe. We're almost done. We're literally at the end of the level. I may even throw in the speed up music at this point in time. I think that'd be kind of a fun little bit. Like he jumped out of coin heaven, and then landed, had to kill a Koopa Troopa, get 1 last coin, and then hit the warp pipe to then get to the end gate, which I'm not gonna do either. I'm just doing, this is a simple, this is the little mini area. This is just a grassland World 1-2 style animation. He's going up the hill, copy, boom. That looks beautiful. All right, 80 frames. Again, this took an hour to do. It's about, I'll stretch it to like maybe a 40 or 50-second animation when I'm done. Any of those times you're just standing there, well, he has a couple standstill frames I can do. He can't do many though, because the rest of them have some sort of animation, have some sort of additional animation in them. Rather, it's a Koopa Troopa, it's the coin. But I can delay it for a little bit. I add little pauses to it because Mario's not always moving. Sometimes he's thinking, he's strategizing. Sometimes he has to maybe assume there's something else coming at him. But in this case, it's just 1 Koopa Troopa and a coin. Simple. Let's see, that was too much. You saw how much that jumped. That was a little too much. So you have to then come back, drop him down a fraction of the other direction, the direction he was heading in. 83rd frame. And then 1 more up, and then we're going to go down. Beautiful save. When it works great. And then boom, 85. Again, this is sped up. It doesn't take long though. So if you see how it's working, I mean, it's not it. I would love to see, if anybody out there is watching this series of tutorials and they want to copy what I'm doing, they want to show me their own work. That would be awesome. I'd like to see somebody do a similar style animation, and I may give you a prize or something like that. Or I may, send me your video, I'll submit it. It'll be like a fan video. Land standing. This is one where I'll probably do a pause, maybe make it a whole second, so there's a little bit of pause to play the music. It's good music. I'll be using the 1-2 grassland music, so it's a little more authentic and accurate. See, Mario's going down. This is where you have to, what I will do sometimes, I'll pick a color, grab the paint can, boom, that way. This is how I do it. Typically when you do warp pipe animation, you want to get it so lined up to where it looks seamless. You don't want to lose any of the line on the pipe. See, if you look, see he's losing some lines. So you want to chunk it just right about mid-waist. Make sure you're not losing anything. No, see, there, doing it again. See, you watch that line disappear, that little top part of the line. All right, one more try. It is not that fun to have to redo one little animation. See, look, he's going down. Nothing else is moving but Mario. That's perfect. Save. Overlay. 88. It takes 3 or 4. This is probably 0.08 or 0.07 for warp pipe animation for per frame. We'll go back, pick the blue, grab another chunk, top of the hand. Looks pretty good on it. Boom, see? Like 3 more frames and Mario will be gone, and then the clear background frame with the block, not the work frame, not the initial background, but the cleared frame for the animation with the overlay intact. Watch and learn. There you go. No, I don't want to save there. Alright, go back, overlay, boom, see, going down the pipe. There may be a little bit of a sprite overlay there, may have been a screw up there. Alright, we got to do 1 more frame of Mario's hat. The last bit of Mario going in the pipe. He's pretty much already warped to the next level, but we're taking this. Boom. Save. Overlay. Save. Boom. All right. 91 and 92 frame. The 92nd frame, the final frame of this sprite animation, which will also, I realize that I have to do a 93rd frame for the finished project, but I will do that. So no worries about that. That will be included in the animation itself. I will then point that out when I get the final thing done. But that's it. That's how you do sprite animation. This is FearTSG. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.